I'm still disabled here to share. Yeah, Hector? Hello? Hector?
Yes,
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 I'm still disabled.
Winnie, you can share your windows. You can share your
I
presentation.
I cannot because yeah, I'm now I can. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. So as requested by Professor Maldonado, first of all, I would like to share about of course about the Untas Gajah Mada, because maybe some of you don't know where is Untas Gajah Mada. And also, I will, after that, in the second session, I will explain about some part of my research. Yeah. Okay, let me start now with Indonesia. Um, Maybe students from Peru, you know already where Indonesia is. So Indonesia is located in Southeast Asia. We are neighboring countries with Malaysia, Singapore, Brunei Darussalam, Philippines, Timor Leste, Papua New Guinea. Indonesia is the biggest island country in the world with 17,504 islands. So we are islanders. So we have more than 277 million inhabitants. So we have a very big population, and we have around 1,340 ethnic groups, and we have more than 700 languages. If you want to see Indonesia or to imagine Indonesia, so Indonesia is the mixture between nature, traditionality, and also modernity. So these three aspects combined, if you come to Indonesia, you will see even close by 500 meters, you will see how traditionality and modernity mix or live together. And here's the brief introduction to Untas Gajah Mada. Untas Gajah Mada is established, compared to your university, we established in 1949. So just 4 years after our independence in 1945, UGM is the most comprehensive university in Indonesia, and we are the oldest university in Indonesia. And if you come to Untas Gajah Mada, you can see there are a lot of heritage that we have around us, from the Hindu tradition in the left side, or Buddhist tradition on the right side. This is one of the biggest Buddhist temple in the world. And if you come to Yogyakarta, where UGM is located, we still have a kingdom. So it is the king who rules the province, and the king is also the governor of the province of Yogyakarta. UGM has 18 faculties, 2 schools, 287 study programs, 299 joint degree and double degree programs. And these programs are funded mostly by the Ministry of Education. We have 22 research centers, and we are ranked 263 for the QS world ranking. Yeah. We have 400, excuse me, I will, wait a minute. Let me take some water. Yeah. So we have 460 professor and 622 associate professor, and we have, yeah, so we'll see we have a lot of professor, of course, because we have a lot of students. We have 61, more than 61,000 students. Total students number more than 61,000. And every intakes of students, we have around 11,000 students. So for the postgraduate and graduate, we have around 24%. And then the undergraduate is 60%. And for the diploma, we have also the vocational school. We have 9% of among all of students. So we have, as I mentioned before, we have around 19 faculties and 2 schools. The 19 faculties, 18 faculties, I mean, the 18 faculties can be seen here. There are from the cluster of science engineering, there are faculty of engineering, biology, faculty of mathematics and natural sciences, faculty of geography. And from the health and medicine, there is a faculty of medicine, public health and nursing, faculty of dentistry, faculty of pharmacy, and from the socio-humanities faculties, like I come from these faculties, one of these faculty. There are faculty of law, faculty of economics and business, faculty of philosophy, social science, psychology, and cultural sciences. And also there are agro sciences, the agricultural, the veterinary, animal science, etc. And there are 2 big schools. The first one is the vocational schools, and the second one is the graduate schools. These 2 schools are also a big in terms of the number of students. And if you have questions later related to my university, of course, we can explore more about what you want to know about Undas Gajah Mada. And now I will move to my second session, which is the part of my research. This research is part also of our university focus related to peace building. So my presentation here is about art and peace building. Why talking about peace building is important in Indonesian context? Because we have experience of how to build really peace in our society. You imagine we have a lot of island, a lot of ethnic groups, a lot of religion, yeah. So here I will take one of the examples, the case of one island called Ambon in the eastern part of Indonesia. Why talking about peace building in Indonesia? As I mentioned before, we are very diverse. Indonesia is a very diverse country. We had a lot of ethnic groups, a lot of religions, a lot of social class. There are big number of islands. Indonesia and its people need strategy to preserve peace. I would like to present an example of best practice, how youth, young people, become important as agents of peace. So after the stepping down of our second president in 1998, we have problem with conflict all over Indonesia. when the second president stepping down from his power. So there are a lot of conflicts in many different islands in Indonesia, including Ambon Island. So I will focus on the presence of youth in non-violent peace initiative. So youth, they have initiative to counter violence. Using the experience of ethno-religious conflict in Ambon, I want to explore how Ambonese youth create peace initiative to avoid violent conflict. So Ambon conflict happened in 1999 until 2002. Escalation of conflict caused by a very simple problem, a fight between two young men, a Muslim business migrant and a Christian Ambonese. Only because of this small fight of these two young boys, the conflict spread all over Ambon and even other neighboring islands. Men from different social categories, men from different religion, different social class, they participated in the conflict, and especially the lower class ones. And men who did not participate in the conflict, they were considered as not true men. You are not man because you are not joining the war. They said like that, yeah. But finally, conflict end by the signing of an agreement in 2002. However, although the conflict already end, the potential conflict after peace building process may happen again. Why? Because the religious and ethnic segregation in two different demographic spaces create insidering and outsidering process in the community. So we can see here this conflict, yeah, in Ambon, and also above is the agreement process by at the time one of the minister of people prosperity. So please look at a little bit here the difference between two maps. The first map, the left side, is the map before the conflict. And the right side is the map after the conflict. We see the red and the blue and the black. Yeah, black mean here people combining together, living together between Muslim and Christian. And red and blue is Muslim and Christian separately. So we see before the conflict, people, they still live together. Between Christian and Muslim, they lived in the same villages. But after the conflict, people, they are really separated into different villages. So they say they are not really living in the same village again. They are really separated because they are afraid of that the conflict might happen again, and they will have the same problem like before. Yeah, so they prefer to live separately. Based on the experience of conflict and the awareness of the potential new conflict, Ambonese youth use arts and literature to create sustainable peace in the post-conflict situation. Here they create a lot of music in Indonesia. Ambonese, they are very well known as people who have a very nice voice. And usually they become the champion of Indonesian Idol or Indonesian Got Talent. They come from this area, from this the Ambon is they sing very well, yeah. And they really struggle to create a lot of things, a lot of art product, a lot of art performances, and literature, because through literature, they think that people, they will have reflection about their life, about their future. So that's why they use literature and arts. They don't use, for instance, football. Why? Because football sometimes will create again another conflict when they fight, yeah, during football game, for instance. So they choose a strategic way, which is arts and literature. So here are the series of this series of arts and products that they create. For instance, they create theater. They create a competition of music, or they create a celebration of the peace building through a channel of literature. For instance, reading a poem, or competition of writing poems, short stories, etc. So these are a very good way for them to try to understand other groups also. Here, for instance, if you go to Ambon, until now, they have what we call as troto art. Troto art is a performance, a musical performance organized in the street, in the troto art. The street performance usually gather young people from many different backgrounds, from different religious backgrounds, for instance, from different ethnic groups, from different age, from different social class, etc. So they gather here to show their artistic product and to support each other, to know each other again. Because using this troto art, the Christian finally will meet the Muslim, and they will know each other again. The Ambonis will meet the Bugisnes, and they will be there together, and they will know each other again. This is a very nice story about two young guys. We call them the ex-combatant. Why they are the ex-combatant? Because these two guys, their name is Ronald and Iskandar. At the time, they were less than 16 years old when they became child combatant. And the Muslim and Christian leaders mediate them to become agent of peace in Ambon. So before, they were really fighting each other, Muslim and Christian, and they were part of this combatant, youth combatants. But then the leaders mediate them to become agent of peace in Ambon. And finally, they're active in the project of art and peace in Ambon. So if you go to Ambon, you will see their photo still there to show that these two young guys, they create something new, which is different. Like before, they are not ex-combatant anymore, but they are peace builders. Another thing is one group called Paparisa Ambon Bergerak. This is an umbrella of art and literary activities in Ambonese youth. They gather yang Muslim and Christian to create arts and literary activities in the arena of creativity. What is the objective then? The objective is to avoid new conflict between two groups. This is, I think, a simple way, but it is very, very useful for these people. One of the expression, for instance, is creating anthology of poems written by a lot of young people. This is one of the book which is very, very well known at the time, called Biarkan Katong Bakalai, or the title is very paradox. It's talking about fighting. Let us fighting. But the inside is different. Inside is talking about how to create peace for young people to live together again with their neighbors. So if we see art and literature at that time, still see full of story of conflict. You will see here why I said this is full of story of conflict. For instance, the title, Let Us Fighting, means that fighting is something that young people still have in their mind. Or if you want to see here, art attack, it's talking about art, but you see here the picture of Mona Lisa with a gun. So according to me, if we see the art of young people during after the conflict, so they're still full of story of conflict. They still talk about blood. They still talk about guns in the discourses of peace building. It is paradox between the aim to create peace and the experience of sadness because of conflict and trauma. They want to prevent the conflict, but by remembering the conflict itself. So this is several years after the conflict. Yeah, they still want to remember the conflict. Yeah. But what happened 20 years later, last year? Yeah, it is very different, totally different. They use poem, they use hip hop, they use stand-up comedy, like all of the people in the world using hip hop, using stand-up comedy for many different things, for many different agenda, for criticizing government or anything else. Yeah. So the aim is not just to develop the literary communities, but especially to forget about the past. So if several years after the conflict, they still want to remember about the conflict, but 20 years later, people want to forget about the past. So they built what they call as literation about peace building. They want to forget the story about conflict transmitted from their parents, yeah, because usually parents who experience the conflict, they tell the stories about the conflict. And the young people now, they don't want. They don't want to hear the story about the conflict. They want to build new narration about peace building. So, for instance, I don't know in the story of other country, but in many different countries, I think they have mechanism of peace building. Yeah, like in Ambon, long time, yeah, yeah, until now still, but young people they prefer not to use it. There is a mechanism called pelagandong. Pelagandong is a kind of brotherhood they used in order to maintain the the friendship, yeah, the family binding, etc. But young people, they said that we don't want to use that mechanism anymore because they want to have their own space, they want to have their own mechanism to maintain peace. They don't want anymore to talk about conflict in their arts and also literature. They want to talk about something else. They want to talk about poverty. They want to talk about health issues. They want to talk about happiness. And they really want to, they don't want anymore to talk about the experience of conflict. So here, there is also something which is, according to me, interesting, is transformation from arts into economic capital. In Ambon, now there are around 10 literary communities and many other art communities. And now they use media to share their art products. I think in many different countries also, young people, they use a lot social media, yeah, to tell their stories, to tell about their arts, etc. And now they use media. And what happened is that now they make money through social media, through TikTok, through Instagram, YouTube, and through endorsement using those social media. For instance, they write short stories, etc., and they put in their Instagram, and a lot of people like, and then they can earn money from that, yeah. And it's not bad. It's around 1.5 million to 20 million a month. 1.5 million is around $100, yeah. Until it can be around $1,500 a month, yeah. So this is the transformation, the transforming arts into economic capital. Okay, thank you. I think this is a little bit of the introduction of my presentation here about Universitas Gajah Mada, and also one part of my research about art and peace building. This research I have done with my colleague from Geneva Graduate Institute and from Nigeria. So this is a comparative research between Indonesia and Nigeria, and with a colleague from Switzerland. Yeah, this is just Professor Maldonado, a small introduction about UGF and about the situation, yeah, best practices, how youth they do something for preventing conflict in Indonesian context. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Profesor Udas Moro. Andrés, ¿me escuchas?
Sí, profesor, aquí estoy.
¿Nos podrías compartir en las ideas generales, por favor?
Por supuesto. Básicamente, aquí lo que la profesora ha hecho es primero dar las gracias por la bienvenida y por estar aquí, hablando un poco también acerca del país de Indonesia, hablando acerca de su ubicación en el sureste de Asia y los países alrededor. Un país que tiene casi ya más de 17.000 islas, más de 277 millones de habitantes, 1.340 grupos étnicos y 700 lenguajes en sí. En realidad, Indonesia es una mezcla de tanto tradición de la naturaleza, la modernidad, y sobre todo muestra una breve introducción también a la universidad, donde ella viene, que es la universidad más antigua de Indonesia, fundada en 1949, solo 4 años después de su independencia. Es en realidad también un sitio donde hay varias facultades, donde hay una mayoría de estudiantes de pregrado que están estudiando, tienen diferentes escuelas y facultades en los que estarían, también muchas personas, tanto escuelas vocacionales también y escuelas de grados, posgrados. Pero lo que más que nada está hablando es acerca de su investigación, el proyecto también de arte y construcción de paz. Ahora, esto es importante en el contexto indonesio porque ha habido muchas experiencias para poder crear paz en la sociedad, porque es un país que tiene diferentes islas, diferentes grupos étnicos, o sea que hay mucha separación en realidad de todos los grupos que viven, con cada uno teniendo sus propias tradiciones. Y el hecho de que estén separados por islas así ayuda a que se mantengan a veces muy aislados, lo cual crea entonces mayor conflicto cuando empiecen a tratar de interactuar entre ellos. El caso que ella da es de la isla de Ambon, que se encuentra en la parte del este de Indonesia, que es una isla que es muy diversa, con diferentes grupos étnicos, religiosos, clases sociales, y en 1999 hubo un conflicto después de que el presidente de Indonesia salió del poder, donde muchas islas, incluyendo la isla de Ambon, empezaron a tener bastante violencia en realidad. De hecho, en el conflicto de Ambon se ocurrió debido a una pelea entre un cristiano nativo de Ambon y un musulmán que estaba viajando ahí de negocios. Esta pequeña pelea hizo que el conflicto se expandiera a través de toda la isla, donde hubo diferentes personas de diferentes clases sociales, religiones, todos participaron en el conflicto, especialmente la clase baja, como se podría decir, porque se ponía la idea de que ahí, si tú no participas en esto, entonces tú no eres un hombre, no eres nada. O sea que básicamente se les estaba humillando para que pudieran participar en ello. Este conflicto terminó en el 2002, cuando se firmó el Acuerdo de Malino. Sin embargo, era una paz que aún tenía el potencial de volverse violenta nuevamente en el futuro. Ahí es porque más que nada había una segregación entre los grupos religiosos y étnicos en las diferentes áreas demográficas. Y esto podía crear sentimientos como de otredad para otros, o sea que uno sentía de que solamente podía confiar los de estar cerca de ellos y cuando otros no se podía confiar en realidad de cuentas. Mostró también un mapa en el que se veía cómo se mezclaban las sociedades antes y después del conflicto, viendo de que entonces después del conflicto parecían retraerse, más que nada por un temor a nuevamente reiniciarlo ahí. Ahora, el proyecto que se formó entonces fue por la juventud de ese periodo, un proyecto de arte y literatura para crear una paz sostenible. Y usaban, como menciono, arte y literatura. Se creaban series para teatro, para música, había celebración de construcción de paz a través de la literatura, con competiciones de creación de poemas o historias cortas para poder tratar de entender a los diferentes grupos que podía existir. Menciona cómo empezaron a organizar, se empezaron a organizar entonces, parece en que había música en las calles donde ponían a grupos juntos para diferentes religiones y grupos étnicos, se podían reunir para escuchar música, mostraban productos artísticos, se apoyaban el uno al otro. Y entonces, una de las historias que mencionó fue acerca de dos jóvenes que se llamaban los excombatientes, Ronald e Iskander, donde ellos habían participado en el conflicto y tenían menos de 16 años en ese entonces. Y los líderes entonces ayudaron a mediar entre ambos para que se convirtieran en agentes de paz. Y ambos fueron activos en el proyecto para entonces crear la paz a través del arte en Ambon. Entonces, también mencionan cómo uno de los problemas ahí era de que cuando se empieza a crear todo este proyecto, aún hay una plática muy violenta, porque aún así se conversaba acerca de las diferentes causas de violencia, se hablaba acerca del conflicto, se hablaba acerca de la tristeza que hay en el conflicto, todo el daño que había hecho. Incluso uno de los muchos panfletos que se otorgaba para este tipo de proyecto de crear paz a través del arte, tenía una imagen de la Mona Lisa con un arma. O sea que, como puede ver, aún se habla acerca de tanto sangre, armas, guerra, cuando se está tratando de hablar de crear paz. O sea, hay una paradoja ahí. Tratar de crear paz a través de la experiencia de tristeza debido al conflicto y tratando de prevenir el conflicto para recordar ese dicho conflicto que había entre ellos. Pero ahora, hoy en día, parece que la juventud ya no quiere hacer eso, ya no quiere recordar el conflicto, no quiere recordar el trauma. Ahora, 20 años después, están usando poesía, están usando el hip hop, la música, la comedia, todo tratan de crear entonces comunidades literarias, sí, pero tratan de olvidar acerca del pasado, porque quieren olvidar acerca de este conflicto que ha sido transmitido de sus padres, que es considerado por ellos como que están creando trauma, y crear una nueva narración acerca de construcción de paz. Ahora, esto significa de que el mecanismo de construcción de paz tradicional, también conocido como Pela and Don, es considerado que no es muy efectivo hoy en día. Entonces, esta juventud quiere crear su propio espacio y su propio mecanismo para la paz. Y ellos hablan acerca entonces de también problemas más concretos, como por ejemplo la salud, la pobreza, cómo se puede obtener la felicidad, pero no quieren hablar de la experiencia del conflicto. Y finalmente, acerca de cómo esto se transforma entonces, se han podido entonces transformar el arte para un capital económico, porque las 10 comunidades literarias ahí en Ambon y muchas otras comunidades de arte usan los mecanismos para poder comunicarse a través de medios sociales, por ejemplo, por el TikTok, Facebook, por Internet y todo, para poder compartir sus productos y logran obtener dinero a través de ello, a través de la sociedad, acerca de tipos que quieren escuchar sus historias o lo que quieren hablar acerca de ello. A veces ganan entre 1.5 hasta 20 millones al mes. Y con eso terminamos.
Muchas gracias, Andrés.
De
Bien.
nada.
Well, Wenning, Peru has common topic with your country in this aspect, the political violence. Yes, we has last 20th century political violence in south of Peru in connection with the Cold War, the Marxist capitalists in general, no? In our country, in our historical process, we can continue an approach than South Africa. In South Africa, in the other countries, political violence, the state decide to establish a commission, the True Commission. The victims, no, share his experience, especially in Peru. In early 21st century, the state with the Germany help, Cooperation Germany, built a museum the memory, and this museum, this memory, present, no, the political violence in Peru in last 20th century. Esa approach is very common in Colombia, in Western. For this approach with art as peace building, yes, it's experience in general in this program, no? The political, the justice, and the state, yes, we can see this experience, the art as a way to help the people, no? Yes. In your country, the people know the philosophy, the Indonesian Republic, no? The people know Indonesia has a big Muslim population, but at the same time, it's different experience we can see in Middle East. It's a particularly Muslim experience. It's experience the different culture, no, different language, different tradition, but with the different problem, but at the same time, the projection, the life in peace, no? This is for the people, for different country. The common is see the big difference within Indonesia with the other country, okay? But I have a friend, professor in Sarawak, in Malaya. He's Philippine. She lives in Malaya. In Philippines, in south of Philippines, there are big problem in early 21st century, last 20th century with the south of Philippines, Mindanao, I think. It could be very difficult between the regionalist, political, and the belief. Yes. This is a challenge for our country or society. All experience to help the people, all experience to support the people, and the physical, spiritual support is very important for our nation, our community, and for the next generation. This experience, yes, for us, especially for Peruvians, we can take care, no, specific phase, specific action, yes, because the violence is a common experience in different Latin American countries. The young, the unemployment, political crisis, no, it's a contact with the violence. But at the same time, the arts in the local communities, no, in the for the mayors or could be for the president of communities, could be a strategy to continue, no? Propose workshop the arts to the youngs, the women's, to the different religion community before the violence, no? To establish and to build communities with a common experience in arts. So in the future, is this community will be see, no, the violence, this experience, this no experience, common experience in art could be a way to protect their own community. No? So this experience after the violence could be a good example to project peaceful communities to protect this community, this local community in the future, no? Because in the future could be wars, could be political fights, etc. No, but is the people, no, is the young, is the old people know this different art expression, theater, poetry, music. Yes, it could be a way to protect them. I see. This research is connected with university in Peru, in Latin America. We use the research local impact, how connect the research and local community. Study the arts in community affected by violence. I see this is part of our interest, no? How connect the social research, political research to the local community, no? Connect the academy with the people, because in the traditional aspect, the academy, the university research about the science, but could be the science very distant, the population, no? The local community, no? Is a good example, no? The connect, no? Local community and university. This Ambon I see is a distant the Java, no? It's some, I don't know, but plane could be some hours, but it's 100 kilometers, no? The Ambon to the Yogyakarta, no? Your university has Ambon students, no? Your university has Ambon professor, no? Could be Ambon region of your university is more connected, no? Not only in the research, could be the people, no? Who live in Ambon now study in Gajdah or is professor authority in Gajdah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Who is connection the Ambon in Gajdah Mada?
Yes, yes. So we have very tight collaboration with Ambon universities, especially because a lot of Ambonese lecturers in Ambon, a lot of them are our alumni, the alumni of Universitas Gajah Mada. So when I did research, I still doing research. In May, I will go to Ambon again. So I collaborate with the alumni. We work together, we write together, and it has been already since 2014. We work together. And some of them are also artists, and some of them are also the poet in Ambon, you know, so it's easier for us to really create. This is, according to me, a very, very important, create connection with the alumni in order to look at deeply the situation in Ambon. Because in terms of research, it's not always easy to go inside in the deep of the society, try to understand them. Sometimes they refused. It's not easy to go there and then I want to know about you. It's not always easy. So with our alumni there, with the help of the universities there, and it is easier for us to do research. And I think I agree with you in terms of situations in Southeast Asia, for instance. Like the conflict, the potential of conflict may occur in many different regions because of the problems, especially of religion. Yeah. Like the majority of Indonesia are Muslims, and the minority are Christian. We have also Hindu. We have also Buddhist, for instance. Like if you go to Bali, Bali, for Indonesian, Bali is small and Hindu is the minority. But if you go to Bali, Hindu are the majority and the Muslim is the minority, you know. So the contestation of power is also very, very important to be understood in terms of how the power relations, yeah, between the majority and the minority. And if you go to the Philippines, the majority are the Christians, the minority are Muslims. If we go to Thailand, the majority are Buddhists, the minority is Muslim. And if we go also to maybe to India, yeah, the same thing. So minority majority is always the issue, and the potential of conflict are still there. And I agree with you also that there are always ways to resolve the conflicts, and art usually is a very strategic way to solve certain problem, and can be a new mechanism for many different regions, many different area who have also this kind of problem. Yeah. Oh, many of my students, they speak Spanish also. because we teach them Spanish, but I don't know whether they want to try their Spanish.
I have some Portuguese friends in this region, Malacca. In Malaya,
Okay.
Malacca is a Portuguese audience. There are dialect, the Portuguese in this region. And yes, Portuguese is next to Spain. Yes, the Philippines, north, the ASEAN region is very distant to South America, Hispanic America, but at the same time, we can share, no, common colonialist experience, no, the Iberic experience in South America and some part of the ASEAN region. Well,
Yeah.
amigos, amigas, ¿tienen algún comentario, alguna pregunta, por favor? Andrés.
Por ahora, bueno, he estado queriendo hacer. I wanted to ask something actually.
Yeah.
You mentioned that lately there's been like this trend for you to try to forget about, the conflict of the past. But do you mean like they are trying to forget completely about it, as in the very idea that there was even a conflict? Or was it more like, you're saying, oh yes, there was a conflict, but but it's nothing to concern about anymore?
Yeah. From the interview I did with several young people, they don't really want to hear again about the conflict. Because according to them, why a lot of people still want to reproduce conflict? Because they heard the stories from their parents. Their parents transmitted the stories. Oh, I fought it with that guy. Oh, I fought with that people, etc. And it creates anger to the children, according to them. So they want to stop their parents to talk about the conflict, and they really want to talk about something else, which is not conflict. Yeah, it is very, very traumatic for them. Although they are not, maybe they're still small. Yeah, they were still small when the conflict happened, but they really want to open a new horizon. Yeah, for them, that there is no need anymore to talk about the conflict. Although in terms of knowledge, for us in social humanities, remembering is always very, very important, because by remembering we will not do that again. By remembering, by admitting that this thing happened, and then we will not do it again. But these young people, they prefer something else, because according to them, we want to have our own life. And our own life is not to hear about the conflict. This is the thing. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Andres.
There are distance between South America and Indonesia, but I share an experience, no? Michael Mercado is Bolivian, but Indonesian. Michael Mercado worked in Indonesian University in Jakarta.
Oh.
During pandemic, Mercado shared and course the Indonesia culture in BRAP. We have an experience during pandemia to connect people, no? To connect Peruvians interested in Indonesia culture and Bahasa Indonesia. Yes, there are distant region countries, but we can some friends, we can some experience, we can connect these people, nation, university. Now with Gajdah Mada is a top university. Gajdah Mada is Indonesia is a big country in economy, in civilization, in society. We can think in the future how to help the people, no? How to help the young student from Gajdah Mada, how to help the young student from San Mar University to have a transnational, trans-Pacific experience. The Pacific world connect Asia and America. The Pacific world shared some topic, as example, colonialism, markets, mining, tropical forests, fishery, different culture or intercultural dialogue, inter-civilization dialogue will be very, very important in this moment to sing, to help, to support this inter-civilization dialogue. In this idea, we can continue this virtual contact, but at the same time, seem to travel, no? Travel connect, no? Jakarta to Lima, Lima, Jakarta. Australia is distant from Peru, but in the past I have some experience with the professor with Australia University to visit Lima and share different lectures. Before pandemic, I host a professor the Malaya University, connect Kuala Lumpur to Lima, very distant, many hours to Kuala Lumpur, Lima, but yes, it's possible. It's possible. It's difficult. It's a challenge, but the idea is work for the young people, no? Work for the student, because the student Mada will be the leaders, the Indonesia in 21st century. A student from San Marcos will be the leader, the Peru in this 21st century. This is the idea, no? How to help the young people, of course, the professor, to know, no? The other experience, no? And this experience, no? Art as a peace building is a key for this moment. The people know who moment we live, Europe, no? The people know this difficult situation, Middle East, terrible situation, the people know, but we continue, no? We continue, we think how to build the society, how to support the young, the old people, the society. Is very difficult. The challenge, economical, political, yes, the people know, but we can work. We can work in this way to help the people. Well, tienen, amigos, amigas, you can share and comment and question to Professor Udas Moro. Well, in this moment, I host a student from Sao Paulo University, Brazil. Sao Paulo University is a public university, but Brazil has some inequality. Aspect the university discovered is a few African students in Sao Paulo University. Difficult to the student from public school to access the Sao Paulo University. And this program helped this student from the public university to have international experience. And talk with the student and help this student is very beautiful moments, no?
Yes.
We have a lot of inequality in our country, but the idea is how to connect and how to help. I suppose in Indonesia, we have Christian, Hindu, and Buddhist population. You have a student from different religion in your university. In Gajdah Mada experience, what is solution in this difference, no? For example, I suppose, no, Gajdah Mada is a no connection with the religion community, or you have inside your university some area for the religions, no?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I agree with you that there are a lot of inequality in our countries, and that's why in my university we have what we call as an inclusion policy. Inclusion policy here, we give a lot of support for students coming from different part of Indonesia outside Java, because Java is the island, the most prosperous island, the most structured island, the island where the capital is. So when there is capital, is always prosperity around this capital, and outside the Java, Sumatra, maybe not Sumatra, yeah, but maybe eastern part of Indonesia or in Kalimantan, etc., they're still not in the same level as the Javanese standard in terms of education. That's why my university, for instance, we gave the affirmative action to people, to the next student coming from that area. And also now, Undas Gajah Mada is trying to give scholarship also for students coming from other countries. But for the third world countries, we try our best to also having a kind of summer school, for instance. And in this next few months, we will create also scholarship for students coming from outside Indonesia to study in Indonesia. And of course, I think the easiest way is just what you do with your colleague from Brazil, etc. How to connect our students together. They can meet through Zoom. They can know each other through Zoom meeting. They can share each other's experience through Zoom meetings. And I think it's already a very good experience for them. For instance, my when Andres speaks Spanish, remind me of my young age when I studied Spanish, and I think my students they are very happy also to hear Spanish, because then they they can maybe in the classroom they just know the vocab the grammar, yeah, and now they will know the real Spanish language, spoken by you, yeah, in this meeting, for instance. So I think it's a good experience, yeah. I think we need to continue this, not only for teaching, maybe also for research, because I think we have a lot of in common in terms of backgrounds, yeah. Maybe you have different ethnic groups also, different culture, different social spectrum, etc. Yeah.
When with Fudan University, I has experience to connect in Fudan, some students study Spanish, the different schools. In the last year, we connect this student, the different school, with the top student, the Saint Mark, no? Some session, dialogue in Spanish with different social and cultural topics. This experience in Spanish could be interest for a student, the Gajdah Mada in Spanish area, could be interested for that. Yes, with China and Peru, this is a big difference. Our experience was in the Friday night Lima and Saturday morning in Shanghai. A good hour for connect people, no? Could be for Gajdah Mada, could be an experience. Our experience could be important to develop contact with Gajdah Mada. Well, Wayne, this is the first, but not the different, the several change contact. We project this lecture in this mode. The idea is study the Indonesian history to connect our history with the Indonesian history. The colonialism is a common topic with our history, could be a good approach to the Peruvian history to see the colonialist experience, no? The both country. The other, the different culture, different traditional culture in your country. We can help to present our historical process for your student and your professor.
Yeah.
Well, amigos, amigas, ¿tienen algún comentario, alguna pregunta? Bueno, comparto que anualmente Indonesia presenta, ¿no?, su beca, su scholarship, pueden aplicar. La Embajada de Indonesia comparte, ¿no?, la propuesta para distintas universidades, destacando Gajdah Mada, pero también University Indonesia. Son las dos principales universidades. Gajdah Mada entiendo que se encuentra en Yogyakarta, que es un área muy conectada con la fundación de la República de Indonesia, aunque la mayoría de universidades se ubica en Indonesia. Particularmente se ha tenido eventos con universidades como Airlangga y como Venus anteriormente. Ahora tenemos el honor de hacer que nos acompañe Gajdah Mada University. Bien. Wedding, I would like to express appreciation from Vice-Rector Dr. Carlos Cabrera Carranza, is Vice-Rector of the Academic Affairs in our university. The idea, the Vice-Rectoral, the Academic Affairs is promotes the networks, promotes the contact with different universities to help the student and to help professor from San Mario University to project, no? To project his research, to project his study, no? ASEAN is an example in different aspects in the regional union is very special in the world. No? We can see the origin, the ASEAN until now, and different countries in ASEAN region. No? Indonesia is a republic, similar to Peru, it's a republic, both a republic. You are a big country with 1,000 islands, different community, and the majority Muslim. The connection with the traditional values in Indonesia people is common in Peru. The Peruvian people is contact, big connection, strong connection with traditional values. That common heritage between Indonesia and Peru, no? The family values, very important for both people. Well, muchas gracias a todos por su presencia, por su participación. Thank you very much for your assistance. I would like to invite the next lecture in the seminar, the University and Development. The next lecture, we have Professor Nestor Pereira, the Austin, Texas University. In this month, March, we have the Vice-Rector de Sao Paulo University in 14 de marzo tenemos a la vicerrectora de la Universidad de Sao Paulo. Y a fin de marzo 21 tenemos al director del Instituto de Salud Global de Duke University. Entonces, tenemos algunos invitados este mes que entiendo que pueden ser de gran interés para la comunidad sanmarquina. Of course, I invite the student from Gajdah Mada to participate in this lecture. In general lecture, use the English, no? Some in Spanish, but we have some lecture in English. It would be important because there are professors from Duke University, Sao Paulo University, Virginia University, for example, Austin University. Well, thank you very much, Professor Wenning Udas Moro is the Rector Academic Affairs at Gajdah Mada University, and project new activities with you. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Hector. So see you again on the 19th and 26th, I think, yeah, for your class with Universidad Gajah Mada. Yeah, we invite also your students to come. Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone, and also thank you all of the lecturer, students from San Marcos and also from Universidad Gajah Mada, and some lecturer of Gajah Mada also present here tonight in this meeting. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. See you next time. Yeah. Bye-bye.
See you.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Sí, no.